Hey friends, this is Rob Paisola, the CEO and President of Western Capital. I have to tell you, if you have not heard about Anchor by Spotify, it is absolutely the easiest way to make a podcast. Look, we know the easy ways. With everything, all you need in one place, let me explain. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. We appreciate the time you're taking to listen to our podcast. Thank you, and take advantage of something that's free. Jump on anchor.fm right now and get started broadcasting your voice around the world. God bless, my friends.
You're now listening to the world famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, Change Your Life podcast. Broadcasting worldwide with your host, Robert Paisola. Ladies and gentlemen, give way for Robert Paisola. Broadcasting on 107.1 on the Man Cave Podcasting Network and beaming worldwide on the Spectavision Satellite Radio Network live from Las Vegas. Today's episode is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, featuring sleek luxury and pure elegance. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today and take advantage of exceptional deals for 2022. Bringing you the top news and guests from around the globe on finance, credit, life, or just how to fix that dent in your pocketbook from COVID-19. It's Robert Paisola.
All right, guys, this is Rob Paisola. I'm the CEO and President of Western Capital International, and I wanted to spend some time talking about something that I feel is extremely important. And hey, Katrina, good to see you, my friend. Are you in here? Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome. Okay. My friends, we're recording this, by the way, because there's some information going around Clubhouse that potentially could get you in a little bit of trouble. So what I want to do is I want to be very, very clear. We're recording this for our clients around the world. Listen carefully. Credit repair using Credit Repair Cloud is the way they do it is against the CFPB parameters. Okay, that's the law abiding. That's the law. That's the law. That's the division of the government that holds credit repair companies accountable. Okay, we're going to put up a transcript of this conversation so you understand exactly what we're saying. You can no longer just go through and send out random letters to people and expect a credit repair company like TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian to respond. They're not going to do it. Listen very carefully. So it is illegal for a credit repair company to charge you $1 up front, even if they call it credit education. That's just a way around it. And I want to be very, very clear. If you pay that and you find that you're not getting the results, then all you have to do is go to cfpb.gov and file a complaint. All right. People are saying, and it is true, that if you are a person who wants to get into business, then simply set up an EIN and go into business. That's absolutely true. Absolutely true. There is no question about that. And you can do it over and over and over. The thing that I'm telling everybody who's listening to this right now, and by the way, guys, we're broadcasting in 38 countries and in 4 different languages. Look at my profile. This is what we do. We own a radio station and we broadcast. Guys, everything has to be done correctly. All right. If you set up a company and you treat it like a company that is basically an alter ego of you, and there is no distinction between you and quote the trust, or you and the business, or you and anybody else that you're dealing with, then it is going to be blown through in court. It's also fraudulent. It's fraud. Okay. How do I know this? Because I've been involved in this industry for a long time. We are in the middle and have been dealing with a company that provides back end services to credit repair companies, such as Credit Repair Cloud. So whenever you go and you fill out a CRM and say, tell me more, it goes into their CRM and then they try to go ahead and charge you for money up front. Listen carefully as you replay this. They cannot charge you a dime up front unless there are results when you're dealing with credit repair companies now. Okay, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion in the past year have all been sued. Number one, for data breaches, but second of all, for simply parking people's dispute letters and declining them and saying that they're frivolous. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and you guys want to take notes if you're in this room and you're going to spend time listening to me. If you have a claim under the FCRA, you need to document it. So say, for instance, Citibank is coming after you. You need to dispute the validity of the debt, okay? And when you do that, you also unilaterally need to file a complaint at the exact same time with the CFPB. So what you're doing is you're calling up the company, and I'll tell you guys, since you're in the room, type in Robert Paisola, Paisola, and the word SoundCloud. You're going to hear hundreds of conversations of me going against companies for this exact same thing. And our win rate is way over 97% because they cannot handle being compliant to the law. So let me be very clear, guys. There is no easy way. It used to be true that you could just blast a company with letters and you would get it removed because of the 30 days. Well, after COVID, things like that changed, guys. It completely changed. It used to be true that you could start a credit repair company, have a back end like Credit Repair Cloud, and I don't know if any of you in the room know about that. Then you just sit back and or you're the portal. You go to a room and you get 100 people to sign up, and bam, there you go. You can't do that anymore. We went to federal court, and we are still in federal court against that company. Now, here's the danger. Their company, Credit Repair Cloud, which is the back end database. Understand, if you're in business, you'll understand this. When somebody comes to your business, they enter your name into a CRM, which is it's basically a database that has your name, address, telephone number, all your contact information, blah, 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 right? That is the basis of which Credit Repair Cloud is doing their business. So it doesn't matter if you call it Rob's Credit Repair, Western Capital International, whatever you want to call it. It still is basically a CRM where people will then pay money and they send out letters randomly to all the different credit bureaus and then challenge. And then they come back and then they're like, wait a second, I paid this $300 for 6 months and I've got no results. And then they file a claim with the CFPB saying that this company did it, and then that company is going to be on the line. Listen carefully. And I don't know if any of you were in the other room when it was going on. We recorded the entire thing, everything that was said. I have no problem with any individual, but I do have a problem with telling people something that's not going to put them in a better financial position than they are now. We are in the worst financial times that we have been in a long time. This is not the time to be pitching people and telling them something that's going to get them in a situation where they're going to have to stretch to spend money to be able to have you assist them. Okay? Because the law is the law. And if you want my advice, number one, don't hire a credit repair company. Just write these letters down. CFPB. If you get a demand letter in the mail, always, guys, since you're writing this down, if it's not documented or recorded, it didn't happen. Listen carefully. If it's not documented, it did not happen. So what I'm telling you is I want you to make sure that every single thing you do is documented and that you are recording every conversation. As I said, I sat in there for 58 minutes and I listened to all this stuff. And you know what? I'm sure the guy is an amazingly friendly guy. I'm sure he is. He might even be one of the credit repair millionaires. But you know what? There's a lot of people during the COVID situation that we're having to deal with now as a company that went out and got PPP loans and EIDL loans. And I'm not going to get into the point if you don't understand what that is. But if indeed that's what you did, and then went out and bought a Lamborghini and started rolling around in that, you're going to go to federal prison. I can't even help you. So please, my friends, the government has said under the SBA, the SBA has come out and said, you guys can look this up. We are not collecting on accounts that are $100,000 and or lower. And the average person that I'm talking about received $40,800, and you can understand how that was done if you're understanding anything about the PPP program and or EIDL. Hey Don, good to talk to you. And there he went. That's fine. So, guys, you have to be very, very careful because there are abilities to take everything. And I am a firm believer that there is nobody. By the way, if you find value in this, please share this room. Please share it with your friends because they need to hear this. And I'm not talking. You guys can tell, and you can listen to every. You guys can Google my name and listen to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that I've done. Okay, we're not making mistakes. But please, please, please understand, everything now is becoming more centralized. The United States government, the government is trying to take over the entire credit process and revamp the whole thing where there's one score. That's happening right now, and you can take a look at that. There's actually an act that was passed in Congress, I think it was before COVID, and it was actually it was introduced and then it never went through. But it's still in play. What my problem is that the people that we're talking to, the people we are pitching, the people that are listening don't have the disposable income because their rent went from $800 to $1,400. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you can relate to the fact that all of your bills doubled within the past 6 months? Go try to buy food. It is crazy. So the question people say is, Rob, I have a job and I want to be able to get in a position where I want to create long-term residual wealth. That's okay. And that's why we say the following. Always, always, always keep your main job until you can replace it with income from a second source. All right. But that's the number one thing. While you're doing that, realize, like for instance, Deshaun, that you can set up a company with an EIN, and you can do it again and again and again, as long as you follow all the rules of what is a company. If you were in that other room, you heard them discuss the fact that you need to pay yourself. Yes, you do. You need to pay yourself money. You need to act, look, and smell like a real business. Okay. So if you can do that and you can juggle the paperwork and keep it alive with what I'm saying, you're going to be fine. Now, what is business credit? For the past 17 years, we've been a reporter to Dun and Bradstreet. Listen very carefully to what I just said. We report to Dun and Bradstreet, bank.com. We loan money to businesses, okay? But it's all based on analytics with real people, unfortunately. And I'm not offering that at all. Don't even consider this an offer of giving you money. But I want you guys to understand that if you do it correctly, you are going to be okay. It's the people that do it incorrectly or start paying that little bit of extra money they have. Thank you, Mia. I'll follow you back. Thank you. I appreciate it. That little bit of money that they have to where they don't have anything left to give. And when that happens, that causes problems. And then guess what? I've worked for NBC News. We show up at your doorstep with cameras, and all of a sudden it's like, well, you know what? I gave this company money, and I've been paying them for this many months, and they said they'd take care of it, and my credit score is still the same. And I have another 100 inquiries on my bureau. Yeah. And what do you guys think is going to happen at that point? what do you think is going to happen? You, as the owner of that company, are going to be submarined because you are going to be put in a position of public of the public view. I take what I do deadly serious. That's why people pay us thousands and thousands of dollars as a retainer to even have us work with them, and then $500 an hour. That's why. But that's also why I'll sit in here in this room, record it for international distribution, so people understand that credit repair spending money up front does not work anymore. Daniel Rosen at Credit Repair Cloud has been on my list for over a year. We do not play friendly with Daniel Rosen and his little team. Because what we do is every single person that Daniel Rosen over at Credit Repair Cloud says, these are my credit repair millionaires. And Daniel Rosen, I know you're listening right now somewhere in the world. Listen carefully, my friend, because, with all that money you offered us to go away, we didn't go away, did we? No, we didn't. And I don't care how much you offer us because I don't need your money, my friend. And it'll be a damn cold day in hell before I let you completely destroy these people again. And you know what? 99% of your accounts are in the Black community. You want to explain that? You want to explain why we reverse engineered and went and looked at 10 of the houses and looked at exactly their financial situation and looked at their bank accounts and had private investigators look at those people you called financial millionaires? And then we put it up online? That's why you freaked out, because you realized you were done. And I'll tell you what, based on what I heard today, it's still going on. So now you've got a CEO of a company, Western Capital, and you guys can vet me all you want. We're not going to stop. All I'm going to do is I'm going to double down because of what I heard today. I'm doubling down my money. I'm doubling down everything because I'm not going to let you go into a community that is completely destroyed and take advantage. Now, during this colloquy that we had in this other room, someone says, oh, well, Bank of America was redlining. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Bank of America was redlining. And Bank of America set up a consent decree that they're going to loan money to African-American families, and they're going to do it under a certain program. Show me the results since that letter of intent was signed. Show me what they've done. Show me how many families were able to take advantage of that because of what they did. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, simply type in Bank of America African American abuse. All right? This is not rocket science, but what it is making sure that you guys are very, very clear that every single thing you guys make, when you make money, it's like your last dollar right now. And so when somebody's trying to take your last dollar, we stand up. Does anybody have any questions in this room? Does anybody get what I'm saying? And if you don't, that's perfectly fine. You're welcome to listen. To our friends around the world that are listening via satellite, listen carefully. You can contact us by putting your information by dialing the U.S. prefix toll-free 1-800-373-8913, extension 712. You can reach Western Capital at 702-219-3624. You can reach Western Capital at WCIlegal.com, robertpaisola.com, or at Robert or legal, Legal, at WCIlegal.com. For those of you listening to this right now and listening on the replay, I want you to fact check everything we're saying. I've already told you, if you have an issue with a creditor, the best thing to do right now is to make sure that you file a complaint with the CFPB unilaterally as you file a complaint against them in federal court for violating, number one, FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act, your rights. That means every single thing they've told you, they put on your credit report is right. They're required to do that. It doesn't matter if it's off by 1 penny. The second thing, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. If you're a debt collector, God help you, because you know who we are. And we've sued you. We've sued Nationwide Credit. If you really want to have some fun, guys, type in Robert Paisola Nationwide Credit, as we had clients who were suicidal and we videotaped it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put that up for you guys to listen to right now because you won't believe that. I'm just going to type it in Robert Paisola, Nationwide Credit. Okay, there it is, part 1 of 3. I just want to die. And here it is, guys. I'll put it in right here. This is what we do. And where is that? How do I change that? Replays are on. How do I add what is that? To add the posted link. There it is. There you go. Watch this. It's a 3-part series. That's part 1. Okay? I just want to die. I just want to die. I just can't handle it. This person's making $200,000 in California. Oh, they got a settlement all right because of what we did. Because of what I told you guys. If you don't document, it doesn't happen. Well, we document all right. We put it on video form and send it all throughout the world. And you'll be able to hear that just by listening to that one little piece of information. As they called and destroyed our client and her marriage and everything else. That's really what happened, guys. So how in God's name does somebody come on Clubhouse trying to pitch the service? You know what they did? There was a room that was opened up. And if any of you were in there, please come up to the stage. Please. I ask you. Because notice what they did. And we have a recording. We're going to go ahead and close the room down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Rob is out. And I still have people in the room right now recording it. Why is that? Why is it if I'm sitting here telling you something that's helping you and I'm getting nothing out of it, why is it that I would be thrown out of a room like that? You talk about pissing off somebody who's trying to help you. I'm violently pissed right now. The bottom line is you have the right to your own credit. You have the right to dispute your credit. You have the right to make sure your life is not run where you're terrified and suicidal because you're afraid to get the mail. You are allowed to fight those people who call you incessantly every single day. And I told you how to do it. Number 1, go to our SoundCloud, type in robertpaisola.com. It'll take you to videos where I've on NBC talking about this exact same thing. Listen to the replay and listen to what I told you to do. Dispute the items on the report. And if they don't play right, make sure you record everything you're saying. Hi, Carolyn. This is Rob. I'm just calling because I saw something on my report. It's not right. That's really all you need to say. And you can listen to those calls. So you have to do that. Now, can you send a simple letter to somebody and have them say, oh, no, we're going to take this off? Sure. Those people who put it on your bureau originally, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, are they going to say, oh, yeah, let's take it off? No. That's why we sue them. That's why we put them in the middle of our clutches. We sue them until they give in. And we do not play. So they get one chance to back away from our clients. After they get the one chance, that's when litigation starts. And that's when, if you guys understand what PACER is, that's the federal law network that tells you exactly what cases have been filed. If you wanted to follow a person, there's a person named Vance Dotson, VanceDotson. I started with Vance 10 years ago. And that's exactly what Vance does every single day. Okay? I hear, there it is. People are in the room telling me about the room. They're in the room right now. Okay? So, guys, understand. I don't want you to have somebody steal your money and put you in bankruptcy because you are trying to figure something out. I'd much rather you come on the stage and talk to me and say, what do I need to do to make myself move forward? Rob, I have a job. It's 9 to 5 and I can't stand it and I want to get out of it. What do I do? Those are great questions. But it doesn't involve me telling you, oh yeah, pay me $300 a month. Because guys, everything people say, we go back and we verify. Do you guys understand that? Every single thing. We do not let them get away with anything, and that's why I have a one-line bat phone to the CEO of Clubhouse. That's why this thing's gone to hell. This is not a pitch fest. You do not come on Clubhouse and abuse people, especially a community that has been adversely affected, and it's proven in court records, thus the settlement with Bank of America on gentrification. And I'm sure many of you understand what I'm saying by that. Now, a lot of you are saying, Rob, why do you care? Well, I care because obviously we're the people that go against them aggressively. So if you owe somebody money and 10 other people do, it's called a class action lawsuit. We do that. And boy, we have success. LV funding, nationwide credit. The list is on and on and on and on. And you can hear those calls, and you're going to hear my intensity, and you're going to be able to hear this audio right now that you're hearing right now. You're going to be able to see this all over the world when you start typing in TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, credit bureaus. You see, that's what you're going to see. And then they're going to call, and they're going to want to pay us a couple $100,000 to take it all down because people don't need to hear this, according to them. And what's sad, my friends, is in the other room, there are people still in there, and I ask questions that are absolutely clear. It was stated that if you open a business, that it's not yours, the government owns it. Well, that's a great point, sir. Explain what you mean by that. Well, you have to go to the government to get an EIN, so of course they own it. What in the hell kind of logic is that? Asset protection means that you own nothing but control everything. Write this down. You own nothing but control everything. Contrary to what you might have heard somebody say that, oh, you can have a trust and you can go to a 9-to-5 job and and they'll pay your trust out of your 9-to-5. Okay, great, guys. Any of you go to your HR department and give them an EIN number, not a social security number, that they're going to run through E-Verify. Write that down, E-Verify. What is that? And those of you that are in business understand that if you don't do E-Verify, I own a construction company. Why? Because we buy businesses from people who have backed out and people who can't handle the stress. If you don't run it through E-Verify, then you're going to get set up for $10,000 a person. It's very important, guys, because you have the choice right now to decide what it is you want to do to make your life better. And why am I so absolutely infuriated right now? Because I want to make sure that you're not one of those people. You are not one of those people. It's good to see you, Overgrind. Good to see you. If you want to talk, come on up, my friend. I want to make sure you're not one of these people that I'm having to get a phone call from. Rob, I paid these people, and I nail it all back, and it all goes back to Credit Repair Cloud, and I find out that they've done the same damn thing to you, and they did to this other 99 people that called. Interesting, huh? That's why I said my telephone number. Look at my profile, guys. Read the information. It's not bullshit. If you have a problem, problems happen to good people. And you know what? Everybody, we can work that out. But it does require one thing. That requires you just stepping up and saying, hey, I've got an issue and I want to resolve it. Because nobody's going to read your mind, my friends. No one's going to read your mind. No one's going to say, oh, here, let me try to assist you. You might listen to me right now and think, oh, wow, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He's mad as hell. Why? Because I don't want you spending your hard-earned money after you've already been screwed as a minority population in your rent. And tell me I'm wrong. Just come on stage and say, Rob, you are so full of shit. I have had call after call after call of people who had rent of $800 and it went up to $1,400. Do you know that we work with BlackRock? You know what BlackRock is? Go take a look at my LinkedIn profile. We were buying up neighborhoods with hedge funds. Every single house in the neighborhood was based on nothing but a computational value of an anticipated value that could be sold at a later date based on rental income. We did not care. Nobody gave a damn about those people. You guys get that? No one cared. That's wrong. So now we fight that because now they're all losing their money. So those of you that are listening to my voice, this is Robert Paisola, and I am the CEO and president of Western Capital International. We're a financial management firm. We deal with large corporations that are having financial issues. We deal with people that are trying to get their business off the ground. It doesn't matter to us if you have a hair salon or you have a multi-million-dollar business. It does not matter. Thank you, Consuelo. I appreciate that, and we'll definitely join your field of dreams. You see, that's what we do, my friends. And you know what? I'm not here to win friends and influence people. There's a book that you can buy called Win Friends and Influence People. Go read it. That's not what I'm about. I'm about making sure your ass doesn't get put in federal prison, number one. And number two, I'm also about making sure that you're not doing stupid things, thinking that you're going to have, how many times have people said, okay, great, to this other place, this other room, and I'll just leave it like that. What's the timeline? 9 months? Really? Well, I've been doing it for 17 years, and that is not true. Did you hear what I just said? Well, Rob, that what do you mean it's not true? As I was escorted out of the room. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna post that whole room. I'm gonna post everything about that. Just because I want the world to hear exactly what it is that people are being pitched. I'm gonna send a copy of it to the CEO, and we're gonna blast it. Guys, notice what our imprint is. 38 countries and in 4 different languages. That's what this conversation will be broadcast in. And I'm sitting here talking in a studio right now from Westwood One in Los Angeles, talking to you. And yes, we are the solution to fix your issue, but we will not and cannot do it if you do not step up and say, yes, there is an issue. If you don't stand up and say, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but I want you to explain it to me why a wraparound trust is going to work for me and my 3-year-old kid and my 4-year-old kid, and I'm a single mom. Please explain to me that. As you charge somebody $2,000, that was the price that was quoted. Wrong. My friends, every single one of you deserves success. Every single one of you deserves to have the financial security in your life. Every single one of you deserves to have Christmas dinner. Every single one of you deserves to have accurate knowledge. I've written 12 books. There's a reason why I've written 12 books. Because we make sure that people have the correct knowledge, and it's not all about pitching. You will never, ever, ever hear me in a Clubhouse room, or you can look up all of our rooms we've done and hear me pitch about anything that I do and say, oh no, come here and sign this and go through this and fill out this form, and then, or come to Los Angeles to a 3-day intensive workshop. Guys, I worked for Trump. I worked for the Trump organization. Do you guys get that? I did that. So when you guys got those letters in the mail that said, do you want to learn about real estate? Do you want to learn about entrepreneurship? Do you want to learn about business? I was the guy that you would come and see. And then it got bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden you would come, and then you'd be like, oh my God, I want what I see. Because we created packages, we created books and tapes and all kind of wonderful things. And you'd pay $25,000. And then every single week you would get to hear from me for 1 year, or my people, depending on what you did. And also for $25,000, I will actually get on a plane and fly out to you. And that's what I did. Okay. That's called mentoring, mentoring. Coaching is when you're talking to people one-on-many. I guess you could say we're coaching right now. We're having a discussion with a bunch of people. That's coaching. Mentoring means somebody comes to me, Deshaun says, Rob, I just don't understand it. I need help. I need you to figure this out. I've got a bunch of money coming in. I've got a 401k. I don't, and that's where we analyze and look at every single thing. That's coaching. Now, who taught the coaches how to coach? We did. That's very easy, my friends. We teach the coaches how to coach. We teach the mentors how to mentor. I was the guy in front of the room that was trying to sell you and did sell you over $1 million a week in product in 4 different locations. Do you guys understand that? Listen to that again. Listen carefully. I was the one that stood in front of the room and sold over $1 million in 4 different locations around the country each week with my peers for the Trump Organization. Are you intrigued yet? Are you wondering why I'm passionate about what I do? Because I've seen the FTC show up and shut down businesses. I've seen the FBI go in and raid call centers that are attached to credit repair firms. I've seen all of it. And you don't want to be involved in any of it. And especially if you're being pimped out as you are the credit repair millionaire. Congratulations. Yay, we just did it again. That just puts a bullseye for the FBI on your back. And to Dan at Credit Repair Cloud, as you listen to this, I dare you to create a written response to anything that I'm saying right now that's not true. Because I guarantee you, if you look at the case history and you pull up the Pacer Index and you look at what we've done and you look at how we've won on every single angle and why every one of your attorneys have quit, it's because of us. Because we spend money to fight you when nobody else will. God, Rob, you're a nice guy. No, I'm not. It's not about that. I told you, my friends, it's all about what happens whenever you guys all got taken advantage of and your rent you were being kicked out of your houses, and it happened unilaterally across the country. Just look at what's going on in Los Angeles. Look at what's going on in San Francisco. Look at what's going on in Portland. My God. That's not normal, my friends. That's not normal. If you're looking for somebody to guide you and lead you, find somebody who you resonate with, who gets it. Okay? And let's just see who's following me right now. Let's look at Deshaun. Thank you. Yes. So Kyra, yes. And this happens every single time I do this. There you go, guys. 100%. 100%. How many times have you ever been in a room where everybody in the room is following the speaker? Thank you, because that tells me that you understand and you believe in yourself. You might not agree with what I'm saying. I might be this white guy. And you know what? I had it happen today. Why are the white people doing that? You know what? That's stupid. Stop. If you guys dig in my profile, you'll be able to go to Instagram and you'll be able to follow us on that. You'll be able to follow us. And I don't understand how to use TikTok and do all the 30-second things. So we've hired a company and they're in there setting up. We have a studio here in Las Vegas. That's all happening right now. And so you'll be able to see our success in that. I don't know how it's going to work, but I know that people say, you need to do this. You need to do this. So they'll take this and they'll chop it all up and then it'll be all over the world. I don't know how they're going to do it. And I want nothing to do with it, but I will tell you, you guys are some of the luckiest people in the world because you're following somebody who will give you real value and real feedback without saying, open your pocketbook. Now at the top of the room, it said I'd be here for 1 hour. I also right at the top of the room, I put a link that says, I just want to die. Part 1 of 3, I just want to die. Robert Paisola versus Nationwide Credit. Listen to that. Listen to what that lady has to say. There's a 3-part series to that. And then you tell me that we don't follow up and we don't do exactly what it is we say we do. Deborah's dealt with me for years. Deborah, do you want to say anything? Come on up, Deborah. She's a very, 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 very cautious person. But she'll tell you what she can say. She'll tell you, all you got to do is click that little button that's the accept. And you know what? As we deal with Deborah and we deal with her friends and her friends and their friends and their friends, guess what? It all comes back. We have the Google rating, we have the Google feedback, we have all the ratings that people tell us. So she can't join us right now. That's why we do it. So if I help Lisa, Lisa's going to tell her friends, and her friends are going to be like, wow, really? And Lisa might even take this conversation and send it to him and say, wow, what do you think about this? Is this real? Yep. She might send it to her attorney and have her attorney listen to it. Yep. That's probably why Western Capital International in Las Vegas has corporate attorneys on staff. Corporate attorneys on staff. Yes, because as I told you, how do you win? Number one, you fight and argue about the validity of what you're talking about, the debt. Number two, you give them the chance to talk to you and you record it, because I told you if you're not recording, it didn't happen. Or if you're not documenting, it didn't happen. True or false? True. And then once you do that, then you go and you make sure that they're very clear that they are not permitted to continue to be in contact with you in any way. And because you have the recording, that is the way you now have verification. And because you have verification, all you have to do now is file that exact information. And I'll tell you what, guys, because I know you're still listening, take the audio file that you go when you buy your recorder at Home Depot or at Walmart, and upload it to Otter, OTTER.ai. And it will give you a transcript of everything that was said during that conversation. Deborah, welcome to the stage.
Hi, thanks, Rob. Yeah, I was doing a few other side things while I'm listening to your group. Yeah, I've worked with Rob. He's really solved a couple issues for me. It just was really good. I'm actually Deborah. I'm from Ohio. I'm in a upper age group. I'm not gonna say exactly, but yeah, Rob has come through for me, and he's really put my mind at rest on. He knows what he's doing. He's taught me a lot. That's the thing. Rob will work with you. Rob teaches you how to sort these things out, how to get on top of it, and not let it feel like you're hanging out to dry. I applaud you so many times, Rob. That's why I follow you like I do.
And I appreciate that, Deborah. It's just important that you hear, and I can't get into her personal situation because, everything we do is confidential. But I will say she's dealing with huge estates of other people in her family. And we're making sure that, guess what? If she has to go into a nursing home, that she's not going to get wiped out. Do you guys get that?
Yeah, that's a
She's
big deal.
gonna she's gonna walk away and laugh as anybody comes after her. They can sue her, but guess what? The first thing she'll do is send a copy to me, and they have to go through me to get to her. Do you guys get what that means? Go ahead, Deborah. Kind of explain to them what your understanding of that means now.
Well, the thing is, like, I've got to learn to protect the assets that that I'm acquiring from, say, some inheritance type of situation, and other family members. Maybe, it's kind of We're gonna map it all out. We're gonna say, look, cut and dried, black and white. Here we are, and Rob's helped me set that up so that my family members, it's kind of like a big insurance policy. It's gonna hopefully prevent any lawsuits, clashes. So it's a big relief on my mind, and we're getting there really fast.
Well, I appreciate that, and I
Yeah,
think that what that does is that just lets people know that I am a human being, although I do come across as a computer sometimes, and I come across as very graphic and blasting as 0 to 100. But the reason I am, my friends, I told you, the reason I am is because I'm protective. Ask Deborah. I am deadly protective of not only Deborah, but of her family, of her relatives, of anybody that comes in contact with her. And guess what? Could you imagine having to deal with me if somebody was trying to screw with you? Could you even comprehend what would happen? Well, that's why we record all these rooms. That's why we do everything on SoundCloud. That's why we put everything out for the whole world to hear. Yeah, that's why. Because that's why Deborah sits back now and goes, "Oh my God, my life is so simple." Because if anything does happen, I have the best insurance policy there is. I have a pit bull in my corner that's going to represent me and my company and my other companies and my parents and everybody else. That's not bullshit, my friends. That's real. And Deborah has not sent out one single letter to anybody. Okay? Everybody we've dealt with on her case has all they've all had the wonderful opportunity to hear my wonderful voice and to let me talk to them as they spin themselves into a circle as we beat them, just as you'll see in the video above. In the video above, guys, you're going to watch it and you're like, oh my God, this lady's suicidal. She's on the edge. There's
Yeah.
nothing left.
Mm-mm.
Right? And you're going to hear it. Listen to all three pieces. And then I probably should post the thing where they called and offered us money. What's it going to take to stop you, Rob, from doing what you do? Nothing. Because I don't care about money. I've already made my money. If you want to know, if you're really curious and you're just somebody who really wants to know what the hell's going on, type in Robert Paisola net worth in Google. Just do that. That'll impress you. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. And I really don't care. But for somehow these people figure that stuff out. And I just sit back and watch because I buy and sell companies over and over and over. As I said, guys, I gave you 1 hour, and that was exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to ask one more time. Does anybody in the room have any questions? Because I am going to cut the room. We're going to shut it off, and it's going into replay on our satellite. Anybody in the room have any questions? Anybody have any objections? Anybody have any concerns? Anybody believe that what I'm saying is not true? Does anybody have any concerns that are saying, well, no, I know something and you're wrong, Rob? I would love to have that discussion with you. And nobody does. So the question is now, what are you going to do with this information now that you have it? You see, we're still recording the room as they're still in the other room talking, as they said it was closed down. Okay, think about that. Appreciate your time, Rob. Thank you, Mr. Overgrind. Yeah, we were following each other before. You got it, brother. That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. And I tell you, I got so pissed off when I started seeing what people were doing. And I own properties. You guys know that. You guys know I have houses in Hawaii. You guys know what I do with Airbnb. You guys, it's no question. Okay? I'll reach out to you outside of here. Okay. Let me just give you a telephone number. My cell phone number, guys, is, and I'll cut this off the recording. 725-251-1356. Okay. And I'll sit down. The only thing I demand, guys, is we're going to talk, but guess what? We're going to go video on FaceTime. Okay. We're not going to do any of this bullshit of this. I have to see you so I know that you're legit. Okay. I do that and you can ask Deborah. I did it within the first 3 hours of getting to know Deborah. Didn't I, Deborah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it might've been uncomfortable for her, but you know what? I have to, because I have to be able to see where you're at. I have to see how you act and if you can handle this type of pressure, because I realize this is not easy for anyone. So to my friend Overgrind, Zakiah, I got your message. I appreciate your messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I suggest that I ask you all to share this, if you will. Show it to your friends. Let them see. And God, if they've been involved in one of those other rooms and they actually got sucked into that big snake oil sales deal, let me know. Okay? Because I will spend the money to litigate for them, because I already got class action lawsuits going because of what they've done. Okay? We don't play fair. You guys got to understand that. We do not play fair. We will fight like hell. And the good news is I am not an attorney with a bar number. Listen closely. Yes, I went to law school, and yes, I do not have a bar number, but I have attorneys that work for me. So therefore, what does that mean? Anybody in the room? It means that I can do whatever I need to do, and I'm not accountable to a state bar that requires me to do things in a pretty little way of sending letters and being a certain way. This is what you get. So to my friends around the world that are listening, I'll say one more time. This is Robert Paisola. I'm the CEO and president of Western Capital. I want you guys to Google my name. You can see it. Go to Google and type in ROBERT space PAISOLA space SoundCloud SOUNDCLOUD. You can also, I think there's a website called KFRHmedia.com. So if you own a radio station, or if you are somebody who has a podcast, or you are in the public eye, I'm probably somebody who your listening audience wants to hear. We will do any interview in the United States that is terrestrial. What that means is I don't care if you're in Alabama, I don't care where you are, as long as you're connected with iHeartRadio or anything like that where we can get distribution, we will come and talk to your people as they call in. And yes, they'll call in crying, but guess what? When they're done, we're going to be able to help them. And we always, always give something away for free. I've written 12 books. I'll give a book away. And if you guys do contact me, send an email to Robert, ROBERT, at WCI Law and say that you heard about me or say that you were in this room and you heard this conversation. I will send you a link or a PDF to one of our books we just released for free. It's like $20, but still, it's for free. So with that, I wish you the best. It is Friday night. I am in Las Vegas and it is 5:30. So I'm thinking about trying to figure out what I'm going to do tonight. I am going to be on an airplane. I'm flying to New York. Is it tomorrow or Sunday? I'm not sure. I think it's Sunday. I fly to New York and I'll be going there. I have a seminar that I'm going to be doing in New York. And after I get done with the seminar, I'm going back home to Salt Lake City, Utah, where I have a home in Draper, Utah, and where I work out of Draper, Utah, and also out of Las Vegas. What we do works. We are the best in the entire world at what we do. Guys, it's been a treasure and a pleasure to listen to you, to have you in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If any of you have any questions, it is essential because I'm telling you, we have so many requests that if you send us an email that you make sure that you put down, heard you on line with on the Clubhouse app. If you don't put that down, we're not going to respond. It's probably you're going to get sent into that 1-800-373-8913 roller coaster of a room where you're going to end up leave. But if you do go there, leave a detailed message, okay? Because sometimes we get detailed messages and it helps. Okay, I also gave you my cell phone number. So there's nothing more that I can do. Everything is in your hands. And you already heard what Deborah had to say whenever she had the same exact treatment. And I am, she was probably blown away whenever I started in on what I needed to do. I was like, do this, 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 get a notebook, write all this stuff down, do this, 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 this. But by the time she was done, and now looking at her a year later, it's a miraculous change. And that's what we do, is recreate things. Guys, we have a podcast that goes all over the world. It's called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. We are sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. You'll be able to listen to that. Just type in Robert Paisola, Mercedes-Benz, type in Robert Paisola, or type in Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, Mercedes-Benz, and you'll be able to hear it live and loud. And there's a reason why Mercedes sponsors this. There's a reason why next year in 2024, we're sponsored by Samsung Media and American Express, because somebody came in one of these rooms and said, oh my God. And there's a reason why we're going to be on Sirius XM worldwide, around the nation, taking questions and dealing with these issues so people do not get taken advantage of. It's been a pleasure, my friends. God bless you. Today, for my people in Los Angeles here, it's Friday, December 16th, 2022. The time is 5:40 p.m. We're at Westwood One Studios in Hollywood, and this will be recorded and transmitted around the world for publication. We'll send it out within the next week. If you have any questions, they're underneath the description as you're listening to whatever podcast you're listening on, whatever country. It will give you a complete summary, or not a summary, but it'll give you a word-by-word breakdown of every single thing that I've said. And you'll have that to be able to review and to take to your attorneys and friends. To those of you that have shared the room, I appreciate it. To those of you that are saying you're going to contact us, we appreciate that. Guys, have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year. We are in Las Vegas. It's great. But guess what? I'm leaving Las Vegas during the holidays. It's getting crazy around here, and I really am tired of dealing with drama. So I wish you the best. Again, it's 5:41 p.m. Westwood One, Los Angeles, and we're on Satcom 3697, and this broadcast is now complete. God bless, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. This will be left up on the app, on this app, on Clubhouse. No, we're going to leave it up for 1 week on Clubhouse. Then we're going to pull it down, and people can go to our webcast and hear it there, because we're not giving we get over 1 million hits, close to 1 million hits, between 500,000 and 1 million hits for every single podcast we put out. Crazy, huh? That's the way we do it. And if you really want to see something fun, guys, go to YouTube and type in EPIC, EPIC, Economist, ECONOMIST, and look at the number of people that are subscribed to me on YouTube. Over 500,000. Why do they subscribe? Why do they listen? Why do they do what we say? Because we've proven ourselves. God bless you, my friends. It's been a treat, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Thank you, and this now concludes our live broadcast. We'll now go ahead and I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue music and the close. All right. Thank you, my friends. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the world famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast. We hope we've helped you get on the road to do both. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Facebook, Clubhouse, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasting, Google Podcasting, and Instagram at Rob_Paisola. Reach out to us by phone at 1-800-373-8913 and send your questions or comments to VIP@westerncapitalmedia.com. Until next time, this has been the world famous Change Your Mind, Change Your Life podcast.